let's get started here. So what we're going to do, first of all, this is our training platform, ladies and gentlemen. If you are a guest here, give me a 1. If you're a guest only, I need to see how many guests we have here tonight. Let's see who brought some guests. Dr. Breakthrough is a guest. Amber, nice, very good, very good. And as you guests are, and don't be shy now, because we have a little bit of something we're going to be doing with Dr. Breakthrough when he gets done with his speech with us. So what are we going to do? Well, Dr. Breakthrough has been good enough to bring 10 of his best-selling novels that he just released. Yes, Dr. Breakthrough is a best-selling author, world-renowned, Fortune 500 speaker, an expert in different forms of karate. He will talk more about this himself. But first and foremost, Dr. Breakthrough is a man of God, brother in Christ. And Dr. Breakthrough and I have known each other for a little bit of time, as a matter of fact, and we've come to know more about each other over the last couple of years. And I can tell you that Dr. Harris has been a big part of my life, because I have a few mentors, and I am very, very blessed to be able to say that Dr. Harris, aka Dr. Breakthrough, has been part of that mentorship for me. So good. So now we kind of got an idea of what guests. So guests, I need you to remember who invited you, and so you'll hold that for later. But without further ado, let's go ahead. Dr. Breakthrough, are you there, sir?
I am here, my brother. It's a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy beyond measure to be with you tonight.
I hope everybody is ready for this, because I guarantee you, if you don't know who this gentleman is, you're fixing to find out. And if you do know, you know exactly what's coming, gang. Get ready. Take it away, Dr. Breakthrough.
All right. Just want to make sure, again, the time to make sure. I think he said 25 minutes. Did you give me that?
You got what you need.
All righty. Well, again, like if you're a guest, make sure you put a 1 in the chat, because we got a special something's happening. So don't try to, don't miss out now. Put a 1 in the chat. But let's real quick. I got a little 40-second video. Just if you could let me share my my screen, please. I'll show you a little 40-second video.
Yeah.
That'll help give a few little things.
We'll have to get Gary. Hey, Gary, you there?
Yes.
You get set up Doc Breakthrough with the share, please.
There we go. All righty, thank you. And again, thank you for having me. So Gary, this is just a little intro video. So that way I don't have to break stuff. I can just do the demonstration. Okay. Could you hear that okay? I know sometimes you have to do the special. Were you hearing that okay?
I haven't heard anything yet.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Did you hear that?
No.
Okay. All righty. Sometimes there's an extra. Okay, I had to hit the share sound. That's what it is.
Yes, sir.
And it's not allowing me to do it. Why not? All righty.
Well, we've had glitches all day long.
That's interesting. I'm
Dr.
clicking
Harris.
on it, and it's not. Okay. Well, you won't be able to see anything. You won't be able to hear it, but you'll be able to see it. That's just, it's only 40 seconds. So that's a picture of my family, obviously. So we have 8 children, in case you're wondering. Alrighty, although you couldn't hear it, you probably could see the artwork, whatever else. So again, I'm great to be here. Thank you again, Brother Bob, for inviting me here. I'm going to start off with a word of prayer, and then I want to give you some things. I believe I can teach you some things that can help you, and I'll explain the breakthrough in a minute. Matter of fact, let me start now. Just so you know, as Dr. Breakthrough, I got to give a disclaimer. I can't provide a breakthrough. I just prescribe the breakthrough. But when people follow my breakthrough prescription, God Almighty provides the breakthrough they desire and deserve. And a breakthrough, it's exploding through barriers that at one time seemed insurmountable. It's almost like that little caterpillar that after it goes through the cocoon, it comes out a beautiful butterfly. So it's all about total transformation. And so I use information, inspiration, education, and oftentimes a martial arts demonstration to assess the person breaking through to the next level. So I'm going to start off with a word of prayer, and then we've got some things planned we'd like to talk to you about that I believe can help you to experience a breakthrough in business, a breakthrough in your personal life, a breakthrough in your spiritual life. So let's just have a word of prayer. Father, I pray in the name above every name that you would please empower me to speak to your people. Lord, I pray. Many have burdens and heartaches. Many are going through trials and tribulations. Many of them have financial needs and emotional needs and social needs, spiritual needs. I pray, Lord, you'll meet the needs as we speak today. Speak through us and meet the needs. We pray for your honor and for your glory and the name above every name, name of Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. Amen and amen. All righty. Okay, well, God bless you, my friend. Again, thank you for inviting me. Again, my name is Dr. Stan Harris, a.k.a. they call me Dr. Breakthrough. My wife, I call her my ABCD, my adorable brown caramel delight. She's from Oklahoma, by the way, and now we live just north of Dallas, Texas. So I want to share some things with you I believe could be a blessing to you and to help you in your journey. How many of you notice that when you decide you want to reach and become successful or get something done, how many of you notice that between where you are now versus where you want to be, that there's something in between called barriers? You ever notice that the amount of money you're making now versus what you want to make, in between that is something called barriers? You ever notice the kind of relationship you have now versus what you'd like to have with different folks, in between is something called barriers? And most people think barriers are made to stop them, but I'm here to tell you that barriers, get this now, any barrier that God did not set, it was made to be broken. Ooh, let me say that again. I said any barrier that God did not set, it was made to be broken. So I'm going to give you some principles that'll help you. Who would like to have a breakthrough today, whether a financial breakthrough or emotional breakthrough or physical? Who would like to have a breakthrough tonight? In the chat, put me. Okay, matter of fact, I'm putting my name there first because my motto for 2025 is breakthrough and thrive in 2025. That's right. Oh, yes, I see a bunch of these. There you go. Awesome, awesome, awesome. There you go. Wow, wow, wow. I think I'm at the right place at the right time, and I think we've got the right group of folks. So glad to have you here. So let me start off, if I may. I put together what's called a February declaration. So every month I do a powerful, what's called a declaration. Now, there's a guy named Muhammad Ali that was a famous boxer years gone by, and he made a statement that's so powerful. Almost every time I speak, I give this quote because it's so powerful and it's so apropos. And that is this. Here's what he said. I need somebody to write it down in the chat. Okay, somebody go and put this in the chat for me. And here's what Muhammad Ali said. Now, he said I was the greatest. Now, stop for a minute. That's not the full quote. Okay, that's what most people hear and listen to, but that's not the full quote. Here's the full quote. And somebody, I needed you to write it down. Muhammad Ali said I was the greatest a long time before I ever believed it. Ooh, let me say it again. He said I was the greatest a long time before I ever believed it. In other words, he knew what he wanted to be and he knew what he wanted to become. And so he said, if I say it long enough and say it loud enough, I'll start hearing myself and believing it. And if I believe it, belief affects behavior. If I start behaving that way, I will. And a few years ago, he died. And guess what? When he died, they called him the greatest. So again, thank you. Again, he said I was the greatest a long time before I even believed it. Now, is a long time 2 months? Is it 2 years? I don't know. But I just know one thing, my friend. You've got to learn to use the power that God has given you, the power of your words, which, by the way, we were made in God's image and in God's likeness. And when God created, he said, let there be light and let there be and let there be, until he came to you and I. And then he reached down with his very own hands and formed us, and then breathe in us the breath of life. So we're special. We're not some higher form of animal like some folks say. No, we're actually in the image of God. And you and I were formed just like Adam was formed with the hand of God. Do you know you were formed by the hand of God when you were in your mother's womb? That's why the scripture says, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. So for the month of February, this is a declaration I say to myself every day. Why? If Muhammad Ali was smart enough to say, I said I was the greatest a long time before I ever believed it, then maybe I can learn something from that and I can start saying some things. You know, in the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, at verse 21, it says, death and life are in the power of the tongue. So in other words, we can use our tongue to speak life, or we can use our tongue to speak death. And unfortunately, many people, and I used to do this, I would use my tongue to speak death. I'd say, oh, I just can't do it. Oh, it's too hard. I'll never amount to be anything. I'm nobody. I'll never be anybody. I mean, how many of y'all know what I'm talking about? And I would use my words to dummy down myself. And then even if you're not careful, you'll do that in your business. Well, you know, it's working for Brother Bob and it'll be working for other people, but I don't think I'm going to do too well. I mean, I'm going to try to hang in there. And that's even the word try. Wow, I'm going to try. No, the word try, that's a weak word. When you say try, that literally gives your mind an excuse to give up when it gets hard. Matter of fact, somebody write this down. Here's my acronym, Dr. Breakthrough's acronym for try. TRY. Ready? The real yo-yo. Come on now, try. The real yo-yo. When people say they try, you're going to be like this, a yo-yo, you know, up and down and up and down and up and down. Why? Because you said you'll try. Watch this. TRY, try, not just the real yo-yo, but here it is, another acronym penned by me, get this now, talking real yucky. I said, listen, when you say try, listen, that's talking real yucky. That's not powerful talk, and it's going to make you like a yo-yo up and down. No, Muhammad Ali said I was the greatest a long time before I ever believed it. In other words, he wanted to be the greatest, so he said, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it long. I'm going to say it loud. And one day when I believe it, I'm going to behave like it, and I'm going to become it. And my friend, and I'm telling you, that's what you can do in your business. Is that good or extra good? Somebody talk to me in the chat. Is that good? Are you liking that so far? Are you with me? Yes, or of course, yes. So I'm about to give you my February declaration. And again, we're going to use our tongue again to help us to get breakthrough. So my acronym for February, well, first of all, FEB, that's for abbreviation Feb, it stands for favored, empowered, blessed. Hey, for this month, guess what? February, FEB, favored, empowered, blessed. But for the full February, right? FEBRUARY, here's what it stands for. Here's my acronym that I coined. Favored, empowered, blessed, resilient, unshakable, always receiving yeses. Ooh, come on now, watch this. Favored, empowered, blessed, resilient, unshakable, always receiving yeses. By the way, how many of you in your business want to receive yeses? When you invite somebody to the business, you invite them to a Zoom like this. How many of y'all want to get more yeses in 2025? Say me in the chat. And let me give you my acronym for yes, YES. It stands for you expect success. Come on. Hey, you know what? When I'm done with you, I want you to start being a yes man or a yes woman. Come on now. Now, when I'm saying yes, the word yes, the acronym, it stands for you expect success. See, the reason people say no is they don't expect success. But if you're expecting success, you got to learn to say yes. Why? You expect success. Yes, YES. Watch this. Here's another acronym. You expedite success. See, people that are in the habit of saying yes and people that get yeses, by the way, the more yeses you get, when you learn to give more yeses, you get more yeses. Watch this now. you not just expect success, Y-E-S, but now second Y-E-S, you expedite success. Who wants to expedite success? Say me in the chat. Matter of fact, give me a 2. Give me a 2 if you want to expedite. The word expedite means speed up, right? Like, man, this, like, how many you want your business to be booming and checks to be zooming? Come on now. There you go. Right. I think I'm at the right place. So again, my friend, this is my February declaration on how to use your tongue to manifest a fabulous February. Okay. So again, one more time, February, F-E-B, you already got it. Favored, empowered, blessed. And then the full February, favored, empowered, blessed, resilient, unshakable, always receiving yeses. So here it is. As a matter of fact, I'm going to try as much as, no, I'm not going to try. I'm going to do it. See, I had to catch my own self. Matter of fact, I take the word try. You can use exchanges to the word try, put the word attempt. The most powerful word to replace the word try with is to commit. See, when you try, it may not work, but when you're committed, you're like, man, I'm committed, right? And so here's what I need you to understand. Somebody in the chat put the word illness, put down the word illness, I-L-L-N-E-S, right? Because here's what I'm going to show you, the power of building a team. All of you, we're all part of it. This is a part of a powerful team, and I'm blessed to be able to get to train a little bit. But the word illness, so watch this. If you change the I in illness, if you change the I to a we, and now instead of saying illness, it says wellness. Ooh, so now you got time. So how do you, instead of us saying I, we want to start learning the we factor, because again, the I, it takes illness and it'll turn the word illness into, put a we, now it's wellness. And how many know our country is sick right now and we need to get well? So we got to get away from the I to the we. Even Jesus said, when you pray after this manner, say, our Father, not my Father, our Father, right? So we need to we. So I usually say, I decree, but I'm going to change it, excuse me. I'm committed to changing it. And as much as possible, if I mess up, y'all forgive me, so, but I want to replace the I with the we. So I'm speaking this for all of us together. Is that okay? I'm speaking this for all of us and speaking it over us. And I want you, my friend, to be hear this and let it sink in. So here it is. We declare and decree and will receive breakthroughs to break free to a better us. We are blessed and highly favored and loved beyond measure. We pray, declare, and decree according to Job 22:28, which says, thou shalt decree a thing, and it shall be established unto you. Romans 4:17, he calleth those things which be not as though they were. And Mark 11:23, which says, whosoever shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed, be thou cast in the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those things which he saith shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he saith. And so we say that February is an incredibly blessed month. Every week of February will be blessed, and every day will be a blessed day for us. We are walking in the freedom and strength of our mighty God. We are experiencing supernatural peace, love, and joy in this month of February. February is a month of breakthrough love, which is the greatest power and motivation to break barriers. February is a month of breakthrough freedom, breakthrough history. By the way, not just history, but also Black history, which technically is a part of American history. It's been omitted from some of the history books, but is now being revealed. February is a month of great grace, great power, breakthrough favor, awesome wisdom, illumination, and revelation. We believe and receive miracles. We expect and shall experience emotional, spiritual, relational, and financial breakthroughs. How many of y'all with me so far? Come on, give me an amen in the chat here. Give me an amen in the chat. February will bring great health and wealth. Because of the blood of Jesus, we are increasing and breaking through every barrier that tries to hinder us. We hear and heed the voice of God clearly and speak his word with power, clarity, and unbridled authority. We continually thank and praise our mighty God, because no weapon that's formed against us, no weapon that's formed against our family, no weapon that's formed against our business can prosper. And we know that our God delights in giving us the kingdom. According to Luke 12:32, fear not, little flock, it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. We are prospering. We are an overcomer. And we're experiencing divine supernatural increase. New discoveries spring forth for us in this incredibly blessed month of February. Our God is raising up powerful people in prominent places that are willing to use their power, wealth, and influence to empower us to achieve his purpose for our lives. We anticipate receiving this or more by the end of February or sooner, and we thank and receive this in the name above every name, the name of Jesus. Amen and amen. How many of y'all receive that, my friend? How many of you receive that? Come on now. Is that good or extra good? So I'm telling you, my friend, you got to learn to speak life over yourself. See, if you don't have somebody speaking life, you need to learn to speak life to yourself. You need to speak life to your business. You need to speak life, my friend. And I'm telling you, as you speak, I'm telling you, you shall receive. All righty, here we go. So I'm going to talk to you. You know, Brother Bob was telling me about what you all do here, and I was like, man, that is so powerful. And I'm so excited about the way you folks have been growing, and for for Bob to put together this time where you can be trained along with the senior partners and so forth. And so I just want to pour into your life. So let me just tell you up front, I was just a nobody, but God and I made into a somebody. And now I'm committed to telling everybody he can do the same and a whole lot more for anybody. Let me say it again. I was a nobody, but God and I made me into a somebody. And don't get it twisted. I said God and I. Why? Because God wants to be co-laborers. He wants us to be co-laborers and work together. So a lot of people, they'll say, I'm waiting on God. I'm like, no. God's waiting on you. So God wants to be co-laborers, work together with us. And so here's the thing. The arrogant man says, I did it. The religious man says, God did it. But the kingdom-minded man says, God did it through me. All righty? The kingdom-minded woman says, God did it through me. And so that's what my newest book is all about, my friend, that God's wanting to do business through you in your life, my friend. I'm talking about doing business God's way with God's blessing. Listen, again, if you do business like the world, you can get the world's results. But when you do business based on God's word, you can get supernatural results. Who would like to have regular results versus who would like to have supernatural results? Let me go ahead and type in myself. Supernatural results. Okay. Who else was like that? Boom, there you go. All right, there you go. Oh, Bob, I'm talking to the right group right here. Come on. Oh, yeah, there you go. Supernatural results. There you go. That's right. That's right. See, when you have supernatural, when you have regular results, then business is okay or business is good. But when you have supernatural results, business is booming and checks are zooming, and you'll be happy on purpose.
I think we can agree that we're having supernatural results that we haven't even launched to the world yet.
Come on now. There you go. Awesome. So there you go. So again, my friend, this is powerful. This is powerful. So I want you to understand this. So I'm going to cover a lot of ground tonight, but I want to give you some tangible things that you can sink your teeth into. So out of 8.2 or 3 billion people in the world, there's only 4 categories of people. Okay. So somebody in the chat, out of 8.2 billion people, Dr. Breakthrough said, how many categories of people? Doesn't matter what color, what class, what country, what continent. There's only how many? There you go. Right. 4. I'm going to give you those 4 categories of people. Another time, Brother Bob, I had to come back and teach on those, but I just want to mention them, and that'll be a launching pad for what I want to teach about tonight. So here's the 4 categories. Number 1, get this now. So let me set it up first. Every master was once a mess or at best mediocre. Okay. So let me set it up here. Every master was once a mess or at best mediocre. Therefore, every mess or mediocre person can one day be a master. Now, whenever a mess or mediocre person becomes a master, you now have a message that if you market to the masses, you can make millions. Now, that's my story. So here's the 4 categories. Number 1, those, get this now, those who are a mess or mediocre, but don't know or don't believe that they can be a master. Okay. Category number 1, that's those who, again, don't know or don't believe. So they're a mess or they're mediocre, but they don't know or they don't believe that they can become a master. And I used to be like that. I used to look at people and say, man, how do they do all that? I can never be like that, especially in martial arts. I see people breaking boards and bricks and all that. I was like, I could never do that, right? So I was a mess at the time. And but guess what? I didn't believe that I could be a master. Now today I'm a grandmaster, right? So what happened? I'm telling you, I went through the steps. So the first group, again, is those who are a mess, are mediocre, but they don't even know or they don't believe that they can be a master. Category number 2, okay? Category number 2, those who are mess or mediocre and they're on their way to becoming a master. You see the difference? The first group, a mess or mediocre, they don't know or don't believe that they can be a master. In other words, they just think, you know, hey, what's going to happen is going to happen. I can't do anything about it. I'll never be anything. I'll never be, right? But the second group are those who are a mess or best mediocre, but they're working toward becoming a master, right? And I think that's what most of you on this line tonight. The third group are those who are masters. In other words, they've mastered the craft, right? So that's that third group. But the fourth group are those who are masters who messed up and are now in the remaking. Okay, so 4 categories. Number 1, those who are mess are mediocre but don't know or believe they can be a master. Group 2, those who are mess or mediocre who are working to become masters. Group 3, those who have made it to be masters. And then group 4, those who are masters but who messed up and now they're in the process of being remade. So they're in the process of remaking. As a matter of fact, I often use this illustration of a ball, and life's going to throw you down, by the way. Listen, but here's what you got to learn to do. I like to say the breakthrough is when you learn to bounce back even better. Come on, somebody. Because I know some of you are hurting right now. I know some of you are in turmoil right now, but I've come to tell you, I don't care how low you go. I don't care how much pain you're in now. You can actually bounce back even better. The breakthrough for you is to bounce back even better. So as life takes you, my friend, and throws you down, you just come back up. And it throws you down again, my friend. The harder it throws you down, guess what? The harder you bounce up, right? And it keeps throwing you. You just keep on bouncing, my friend. And that's, my friend, that's how you get to be a master. See, so many people never make it to being a master because life throws them down. They're like, you know what? I'm tired. Every time I try to get up, I just keep getting. No, listen. Ooh, this is good. Somebody will write this down. A setback is not just a setup for a comeback, but a setup paves the way for a comeback. Wow. Let me say that again, man. Hold on a second once. Man, Doc, that's good, man. Say that again. I appreciate that, brother. I'm taking you with me everywhere I go. Okay, let me say it again. I said a setback is not just a setup for a comeback, but a setback will actually pave the way for a comeback. See, within your pain is hidden power that could be harnessed to profit you and others and actually produce a profit. So I'll tell you a little bit about my story. So when I was a little 3-year-old boy, just 3 years of age, dad left home, never called, never sent mom a dime, never anything. And never, didn't see him, he never sent any money, never called. But listen, but then when I was 6 years of age, I'm out in the middle of a field playing. Now, I see a gang of teenagers come my way. Man, I'm scared to death. Because they don't have smiles on their face. In the chat, talk to me. Has your body ever given you a signal that something bad's about to happen? Like you couldn't put your finger on, but it's like something bad is about to happen. Give me a 1 in the chat if you ever had that. A 1 in the chat. Oh, somebody said many times, too many. Okay, give me a 1. Right. And so I see these teenagers and they're not smiling and I'm scared to death. I'm just a little 6-year-old boy and I start to shake a little bit and all of a sudden a guy takes me, grabs me and bam, punches me in the stomach. Man, and I was trying, you ever had the air knocked out of you before? In other words, you're trying to breathe, but you can't. I mean, I'm a little 6-year-old boy, and I'm trying to breathe. And then I'm a 6-year-old boy. It only should take one teenager to beat up a 6-year-old boy, but it's about 6 or 7 of them. And they start punching all over me and punching me. And then one of them picks me up and slams me on the ground. And then they start stomping on me like I'm an ant or a roach. Man, I'm crying out, help, help, mom, somebody help. I'm screaming, I'm crying. It's a 6-year-old boy. They're stomping on me. And they kick me. And I'm bleeding. Imagine, I'm a 6-year-old boy. I'm scared to death. I'm crying out and I'm bleeding from everywhere you can bleed. That wasn't enough for these guys. One of them flipped me over on my back where I'm faced up. They took a great big old bucket of tar and poured it on my face, and they poured it on my body. Then they took a bunch of feathers and they threw them on me and literally left me there to die in the middle of the field. 6-year-old boy, wasn't messing with anybody. Thank God. Thank God somebody finally found me, rushed me to the hospital. Of course, the tar wasn't hot, but it was thick. And so I almost suffocated because I couldn't breathe, of course, couldn't open my eyes, of course, and couldn't open my mouth, right? And and I'm having to put fingers in my nose so I could breathe. But they got me taken care of. But I just remember, man, my life was just a mess. Listen, I don't have time to go through all the details, but I've been through physical abuse and verbal abuse and sexual abuse. And matter of fact, it was so bad, I tried to commit suicide on 2 occasions before I was even 12 years of age. I just had given up on life. I was hopeless. And I heard also, you dumb kid, you'll never amount to be anything. I'm thinking, man, there's no hope for me. I just might as well kill myself. And by the way, if you're one of those people that are contemplating suicide, you probably heard it said that suicide is a permanent solution for a temporary problem. Listen, my friend, don't take your life. I'm telling you, if I'd have taken my life back then, I'd have never lived to speak in all 50 states and 28 countries. I spoke and listened, driven and traveled over 3 million miles and spoken over 3 million people, my friend. I'm living the life of my dreams, even beyond my dreams. I'd have missed it all if I'd have taken my own life. So I beg you, my friend, just hold on. Matter of fact, the word hope, write this word hope down. I'll give you an acronym for hope, H-O-P-E. Hope stands for hold on, pain ends. Say it again. Hold on, pain ends. Some of you in pain right now seem like it'll never know. No. Hold on, pain ends. Hope, H-O-P-E. Not just hold on, pain ends, but here's another word. Ready? Here's another acronym that I put together. Have only positive expectations. Ooh, come on, somebody. See, I've been hurt so much in life, I just started expecting everything else. You ever heard of Murphy's Law? Everything bad that can happen will happen. It will happen at the worst possible time. I was driving down the highway one day. Matter of fact, I talk about my book, Your Breakthrough is Guaranteed, 7 Simple Steps to Your Success, that Les Brown wrote the afterword for. But I was talking about how I was driving down the highway and I pulled my car over and I opened up the door. Walked over, opened up the passenger door, and I'm on the highway and I screamed to the top of my lungs, "Get out! Get out!" And guess what? I kicked Murphy out of my car. Number one, I didn't like Murphy's Law. Number two, I didn't like the way it's affected my life. And number three, I'm like, I don't even know who this Murphy guy is anyway. So I said, I'm kicking him out. I'm tired of all this. I'm gonna write my own law. So I wrote my own law. Okay. Well, somebody like that, should I give you want to hear my Dr. Breakthrough's Law? Because I used to live by Murphy's Law. Now I live by Dr. Breakthrough Law. You ready? Who wants to hear Dr. Breakthrough's Law in the chat? Come on. Give me a 3 if you want to hear Dr. Breakthrough's Law. Give me a 3. There you go. Okay, good. There you go. Here it is. Ready? Everything good that can happen will happen. And it will happen at the best possible time, even though I may not always recognize it at that time. Ooh, somebody would write that one down. I said, everything good that can happen will happen, and it will happen at the best possible time, even though I may not recognize it at that time, and usually I don't. But the good book says all things work together. Not all things are good, but all things work together for good to those who love God. See, in Genesis chapter 50 and verse 20, Joseph's brothers who had put him in a pit, heard it was going to kill him. His older brothers, they put him in a pit. And then they decide, no, we're not going to kill him. Let's go. But he gets sold down in Egypt as a slave, so forth. Now he's in top of the world. He's the second in command. And even Pharaoh, the guy who's ahead of him, he gets the mentor. He's the father to Pharaoh. So he's really the number one guy. And they fall before him. They're scared to death. And he says in Genesis 50:20, you meant it for evil, but God meant it for good. In other words, what you thought. So I'm telling you, this attitude, Dr. Breakthrough's Law, everything good that can happen will happen. Thank you, Bob, for putting that in there. Everything good that can happen will happen, and it will happen at the best possible time, even though I may not recognize it at that time. And the key is sometimes I usually don't. but after a while. So here's what I'm saying, my friend. So hope, again, hold on, pain ends. Hope, have only positive expectations. You know what I found out? Because I've been so beat down in life, I was having bad expectations, and now the bad stuff was coming because I was expecting. Matter of fact, something good happened. I'm like, nah, that ain't gonna last. I just know it ain't. Anybody like that? Anybody like something good happens? You're like, I mean, I was so down and messed up. I was like, well, that ain't gonna last, right? And then something bad happens. I'm like, okay, well, I was expecting it anyway, right? I was like, no, let me get a breakthrough. Let me turn that thing around. Now, my friend, something good happens. I'm like, yeah, that's what I was expecting. Something not so good happens. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna find the good in this somewhere. It's in here somewhere, or it's gonna motivate me. It's gonna move me. It's gonna cause me. So again, every day, everything good that can happen, it will happen, and it will happen at the best possible time, even though I may not recognize it at that time, and usually I don't. So I was talking to Bob about the business concept that you all have, and you know, there's a lot of things that I do, and I travel all over speaking for different companies now. And by the way, if I'd have killed myself years ago, I would have never lived to be voted into the Black Belt Hall of Fame, which now there's about 210th degree black belts, and I'm one of those. If I'd have killed myself years ago, and if I'd have given up hope, then I would have never been voted into the Motivational Speakers Hall of Fame. And by the way, I've been paid as much as $1,000 per minute. Don't worry, y'all get a discount tonight. But I'm saying this, my friend. I'm saying, see, you can't see things now. So listen, so listen, here's what I'm telling you. Even when you can't see and when you don't believe in you got to learn to believe in other people's belief in you until your own belief kicks in. So I feel like I'm a debtor. People believed in me and people saw things in me. And so, my friend, I want you to know I believe in you and I see things in you. And you say, wait a minute, but Doc, you don't even know me. Well, listen, we got people in this country that can't stand or hate people that they don't even know and never met. So if they could do that, then I can believe in you even though we've never met. Hello, come on, somebody. But I'm a debtor. People believed in me, and that helped me. Listen, I never even thought I could do stuff, but people believed in me, and I didn't want to let them down. So I thought I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. And I was shocked when it worked. And after doing it over and over again, one day I said, well, why not just go ahead and believe in me, right? And that's what I want for you. So again, hope. Hold on, pain ends. Hope. Have only positive expectations. You know how you build a big business? You expect to build a big business. Remember, YES, you expect success. Yes, YES, you expedite success. YES, watch it. Here's the third YES, you embody success. See, you keep saying yes long enough, you start embodying success. But then the more you do that, then the more other people start saying yes to you, my friend. So yes, this month of February, gonna get a bunch of yeses. So I looked at the business concept that you have. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to learn to be what I call two things I'm going to talk to you about, two concepts. Concept number one is a consumerpreneur. Consumerpreneur, okay? So just like a consumerpreneur at the end, Preneur, okay? Consumerpreneur, and then if I have time, I'll close out with Kingdompreneur, right? But consumerpreneur, let me break this down, because if you all get this, I'm telling you, you got something that's a movement that literally, my friend, I'm not just talking about just grabbing the world and having all kind of clients and customers, but I'm talking about a movement that changes the world and changes. So watch this. We were trained from the time we were small to be consumers. Now, what's a consumer? That is somebody that just buys things. And so the infomercials on TV, the commercials, the magazines, all this is made to cause us to want to buy things. Matter of fact, who'll be honest like me and say, have you ever, before the, say you want to get a check, you're working your job and the check's coming in at the end of the month, end of the week, or 2 weeks in, how many of you already knew of something you wanted to buy? You said, as soon as that check comes in, or as soon as that money comes in, I'm going to buy this, or I'm going to buy that. Have you ever, let me put yes in there, because I'm there first, okay? Who's ever experienced that where you had money coming in, and before the money even made it, you already knew what you were going to buy? Okay, there you go. Right. So let me tell you how God used my beautiful wife. I call her my ABCD. That stands for Adorable Brown Caramel Delight. We were at the restaurant the other day. Bob, the guy said, would you like some dessert? And I said, no, sir. I pointed to my wife. I said, I bought my dessert with me, 100% natural. But when we got married many years ago, I'm like, man, this beautiful woman, it's going to cost me an arm and a leg. And I gladly pay. Don't get me wrong. I gladly pay. But you marry a beautiful woman, it's going to cost you, right? And so as soon as we get married, my wife shocks me. My wife, her name is Nadia. She shocks me. Many people don't even know her. They say, we just know her as ABCD, but her name is Nadia, Nadia. But Nadia, she said to me, first of all, she said, you're my king. I was like, oh, no, don't talk like that. She said, no, you're my king. Matter of fact, when you call her on her phone, when it rings, it'll have my picture and it'll say my king. And that's a whole nother training we do another time. But anyway, but she said this, we don't want to ever spend money. I was like, ooh, like, man, I done married this beautiful woman. I said, she don't want to spend money. I was like, man, I hit the jackpot of all jackpots. She said, we don't ever want to spend money. We only want to circulate money. Now, somebody write that in the chat, circulate money. I'm going to tell you what that means in a minute. So I said to her, I said, wait a minute. So we don't want to spend money. We only want to circulate money. I said, that sounds real good, but like, what does that mean? And here's what she said. She said, when you spend money, it's gone forever, never to return. I said, that sounds permanent, right? She said, but on the other hand, baby, when we circulate money, that money goes out, but it comes back. A never-ending cycle of increase and enjoyment. I was like, wow, say that again. She said, baby, she said, when you spend money, she said, it's gone, never to return. She said, but when you circulate money, the money goes out and it comes back, a never-ending cycle of increase and enjoyment. She said, in other words, it's almost like your money's having babies. Come on, somebody. And it keeps, I said, wow. So from now on, here's what I said. In the Harris household, we're going to look for ways that we can circulate the money that God allows us to be stewards over. Let me say it again. I said, from now on in the Harris household, instead of spending money, we're going to look for ways from now on to circulate our money. It goes out and comes back, a never-ending cycle of increase and enjoyment. By the way, how many of you love the sound of that, circulate, where it goes out and comes back, a never-ending cycle of increase and enjoyment? By the way, when your outgo is more than your income, that's your downfall. Oh, let me say it again. When you're spending, when your outgo is more than your income, that's your downfall. So again, my friend, we want you to understand the powerful concept that you're involved in and that you need to be telling the world about, my friend, and that is this. Since everybody in the world, they're consumers, and I keep wanting people to be a kingdompreneur, and I'll break that down to you in a minute. But God says, but work with people where they are. So if they're already consumers, then teach them how to be a consumerpreneur. Okay, so because entrepreneur is one who makes money, right? But a consumer is just buying, they're just spending. So what do? Well, we can leverage. Here it is. This is a powerful word. It's called leverage. There's a guy named Archimedes years ago said, if I had a lever long enough and a prop strong enough, he said, I could single-handedly move the world. So here's what I'm going to tell you. With this powerful concept that you're part of, I want you to know I'm going to be training you all as much as I can. You're going to be, everybody can't be the CEO, Chief Executive Officer. And everybody can't be the CFO, Chief Financial Officer. And everybody can't be a CBO, Chief Breakthrough Officer, but everybody, I said everybody can be a CLO. Write that down. Chief Leveraging Officer. See, Archimedes said, if I had a lever long enough and a prop strong enough, I could single-handedly move the world. The power of leverage. John Paul Getty said it best. You've heard it, I'm sure. He said, I'd rather get 1% of the efforts of 100 people than 100% of my own efforts. Why? Because if all my income's based on me and what I do, if something happens to me, I don't have any income. But if just 1% of my income's based on me and what I do, and the other 99 or the bulk of it is based on what other people do, then if something happens to me, if I get sick, if I go down for a little bit, guess what? Most of my income is still coming in. What is he saying? I want to leverage. See, the problem is when you spend, you're being leveraged by somebody else. But when you learn to circulate, you are now leveraging a system. And we're going to leverage this concept, this new movement called consumerpreneur. What is it? A consumerpreneur is a committed group of individuals who consume a product or service, but this time with the intent of producing a profit. Oh, hold on. Wow, Dr. Breakthrough. That's good, bro. That's good. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. I'm taking you with me everywhere I go, man. I'm telling you. Let me say it again. Let me slow down a little bit because you need a consumerpreneur. You got to get this down. It's a committed group of individuals who consume products or services, but this time with the intent of producing a profit. See, we already are consumers, right? We got to consume. We got to buy water, right? We got to buy things. We're consumers, okay? So what about if we can just leverage the consumption? If we do it together, we get discounts. If we do it together, not just get discounts, we actually make money back. That's a consumerpreneur. Come on now. How many y'all like that? How many y'all ready to be? You're already part of that movement, but now you understand that that's a movement to be a consumerpreneur. And listen, you get paid a whole lot of money by helping other people to be consumerpreneurs. Look, you're already buying, you're already consuming, but if you consume over here with us, come on, somebody, you get better pricing, but not just better pricing, you actually make money. So again, what's a consumerpreneur? One, again, a group of people committed to buying a product or service, but this time with the intent of producing a profit. See, the only thing that changes is the intent, right? And then leveraging the system. So you have a system where you can circulate. Hello, somebody. You have a system that you can help others to be consumerpreneurs. Come on, somebody. And so there you go. So again, awesome. Is this helping anybody? Is this helping anybody? Okay, real quick. So again, the intent is to produce a profit. Because again, we're going to consume. We're going to buy shirts, right? We're going to buy clothes. We're going to buy, so we're going to consume, but this time we'll understand, because again, if we just keep consuming without producing, then we're down. So this time we're going to consume things that produce things. Come on now. That's what I call a consumerpreneur, a committed group of individuals who consume products or services, but this time with the intent of producing a profit. If you can see my screen at the very top, see, the consumer mindset is all about buying. It's all about spending. It's all about a purchase. It's like employee. See, there's something called risk versus reward, but the employee, our consumer mindset, they focus on the risk that they lose sight of the reward. So here's what they do. They take their money and they just buy stuff. But again, when you take your money and buy stuff, remember, money spent is gone, never to return. That's all in the blue. Let's go down to the green. The entrepreneur mindset, or the kingdompreneur mindset. Of course, we talked about the consumerpreneur, but now I'm going to take you all the way to another thing, from not just a consumer, but a kingdompreneur. And that's a mindset of sowing. And of course, if you sow, you're going to reap. That's a mindset of circulating, a mindset of creating. So watch this. So again, the kingdompreneur or the consumerpreneur is going to focus on the reward, that you're willing to deal with the risk, especially when it's a calculated risk, calculated in your favor. So here's what we do. We take money and we buy something called assets. And the asset is something that what? Produces more money. And then we use that money to buy more assets. And then that money we use to buy the stuff. But we already have assets that keep making us money, that we buy more assets that keep making us money. See the big difference over here? You take your money, you buy stuff, and it's gone. And now you're broke, busted, and disgusted. But when you come down here and you use your money to buy assets, and the assets make you more money, you buy more assets to buy stuff. Now business can be booming and checks can be zooming. Come on, somebody. Is this good or extra good? Man, I'm getting happy over my own talk. So the consumerpreneur, committed group of individuals. And so I want y'all to use this term also. I use a term called success line. Everybody put that in the chat. Put success line. And success line means each of us empower the success for the rest of us. There you go, right. Success line. That means each of us empower the success for the rest of us. So a lot of companies, they have an up line and a down line. Well, that's okay, but see, what you have is so powerful, so unique, so new, so fresh. Scripture says you don't want to put new wine in old skin. So if we could use the term success line, and so what they would call the up line, or the people that sponsor us, we call senior success line. See, senior's not above me. Senior just got here before me. See, I'm Stanley C. Harris Jr. So my dad is what? Stanley C. Harris Sr., which, by the way, later on in life, I found out when my real dad lived and got a chance to meet with him, and actually got a chance to witness to him and win him to the Lord. And then he would show up a couple places that I would preach. I mean, it's just amazing, how God can turn things around. But here's what I'm saying, though. I'm saying this. Listen, I'm saying that you have something at your disposal that can just, but if you get it right, success line, each of us create or empower the success for the rest of us. So let's try as best we can not to say upline. Let's say senior success line. Senior, again, just got here first. Senior's a few steps ahead. See, we don't look up to anybody or down to anybody. And see, some people have what they call downline. Well, how about instead of saying downline, how about if we say junior success line? So they're not below us, they're just a few steps behind us. You see the difference? Because see, if somebody's up there too high, we like, man, I can never make it like them. I just want to be, and then somebody's down there like, yeah, you stay down. No. So we're a success line. Each of us empowered to success for the rest of us. Senior success line just got a few steps ahead. So we can reach their steps, we can be there. And junior success line came after us. Now we got to just reach back and help junior to make the steps that we've taken. And that pushes us up to senior. So now we're not trying to lord over anybody. We're being servant leaders. And man, that's what I talk about in my book, Kingdompreneur, a servant leader, my friend. And so man, okay, but I got to stop. Is this helping anybody? Is this helping anybody? There you go. Yes. Okay, sir. Yes. Okay, so consumerpreneur, you got that. You understand spending versus circulation, and you got a system that allows people to circulate. Why wouldn't they want to be part of this movement of consumerpreneurs? But then if you want to really kick in and make the crazy money, that's when you become a kingdompreneur. And a kingdompreneur, here's my definition. A kingdompreneur is one who allows God to provide through them a product or service to people for profit with pleasure to promote the kingdom while honoring the King of Kings. I'm saying it's kind of long, but it's good. I said a kingdompreneur, watch this now, is one who allows God to provide through them a product, service, or system to people for profit with pleasure to promote the kingdom while honoring the King of Kings. So see, I'm not a religious person. I got a relationship with a living God. And so watch this, my friend. So in the world of entrepreneurs, you got to be sharp. An entrepreneur, you got to be networked, well networked, right? But guess what? As a kingdompreneur, it's not based on how sharp I am. It's based on how submitted to him I am. And now his power flows through me. See, as an entrepreneur, you got to be powerful. As an entrepreneur, you got to be sharp. As an entrepreneur, you got to be strong. As an entrepreneur, you got to be well known. But as a kingdompreneur, you don't have to have all that because guess what? He has all power. He's the smartest. Come on. He's the most well-known. So if I just if I plug in something into the electricity, it's not about how this thing is. It's what's it plugged into. And when I plug this thing in, it's that power, that electricity that comes through here. And guess what, my friend? So now I don't have to be super sharp, super smart, super anything. I just got to be submitted. And now God's power flows through me. So a kingdompreneur is one who allows God's power to flow through them to provide a product, service, or system to people for profit with pleasure to promote the kingdom while honoring the King of Kings. And man, listen, I'll tell you something. It's so amazing this way. Why? Because I was talking to somebody the other day, and they said, well, man, you're not really qualified to be having the success you're having. I'm like, look, God qualifies the call, and he's calling you and I to make a difference in this world. And one of the things I challenge people to do is to surrender to the calling to be a kingdompreneur. A kingdompreneur. We don't preach from pulpits. Everywhere we go, our life is demonstrating that the power of God can flow through us. Deuteronomy 8:18, but thou shalt remember the Lord thy God, for it is he that giveth thee the power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenant. See, the Bible says it's more blessed to give than is received, but you can't give from an empty wagon. So guess what? You've got to have some systems and some concepts where you can fill the wagon up, and then you can be blessed to be a blessing to others. See, I went from being a guy who needed cars. To being able to take somebody to a car. Do you know how good it feels to take somebody to a car dealership, say, pick out a car, and they pick it out, and then you pay for it, give them the keys, say, God bless you. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was okay just praying for them, but pray for them and now take them, and God speaks to your heart and say, take them to the car dealership. Do you know what a blessing it is to be able to buy cars for people and vehicles for people, but then also to have a system that we can empower them to where we're not just giving them a fish, we're teaching them how to fish. And actually, in this concept, you're giving them their own pond. And you decide the size of your ocean. Oh, come on, man. The power of being a consumerpreneur. And then also to become a kingdompreneur, right? That, my friend, is the key. So my book has been changing people's lives. I don't sell books. I sell, get this, I sell results to people that are sick and tired of being sick, broken, tired, or sick and tired of just being average, and they're ready for a breakthrough. Are you ready for your breakthrough? Are you ready to go to another level? So here's what I'm going to do, Brother Bob. I'll close out now unless somebody has a question. I don't want to take too long, but let's do this. Can I bless some people? I want to bless. First of all, I'm gonna give them a free website. Some of them, I got a free training where some of y'all can get, right? Of course, you got this already, right? But I have what's called a daily attitude adjuster, something I speak every day to myself that keeps me on top side. I'm gonna bless you with that. But also, there's 5 of you, 10 total, but 5 of you, my friend, that this book is going to go to, and then some people who are visitors, some guests, you're going to be able to win, but some people that bought the guests. So, Brother Bob, how do we want to do this? And I'm going to put, while you're doing this, I'll put the website in there with the free thing. But and then if somebody wants to buy the book, but let's first give out some books. And if somebody wants to buy the book, Brother Bob, I'll tell them about that in a minute. But go ahead. How do we do this?
So we haven't really talked about how we're going to do it, but we have to do the first five we got to do it random. And I don't want it to be me picking, because somebody will just say, hey Bob, this is a setup, you picked it, da, da, da. So hey Gary, you out there?
I am.
Gary, you haven't been around in a minute, so do you got a random number generator or some way that we can randomly pick 5 people? It doesn't matter if they're a guest or a member for the first 5.
Okay, let's do it this way. I'm going to go ahead and type the number in without putting enter. Whoever comes closest to this number, and
There we
number
go.
1 to 100 on the first go, okay? So go ahead and put your numbers in there. Somebody already hit it, so I'm going to go ahead and enter.
Well, if they already hit it, they're the winners. Let's go to the next one.
That's what I'm going to do.
All right. So you have to make sure you get me their name and their address, email address.
Whoever had the 67 in, go ahead and give
stop with the numbers, gang.
Stop with the numbers. For now. Stop.
Yes.
Well, we got to find out who did 67. Okay, who put 67 out there?
Connie.
Okay.
Who was it?
Connie.
Okay, I don't know Connie. Do you know Connie? Anybody know Connie?
Don't know her, but she's on host and panelists, sending the message through host and panelists instead of the everyone.
Okay, there you go. You've got
just
her,
saying Connie.
Connie Brady.
Okay, so what we're going to have to do is have a way to get their information so Dr. Breakthrough can get the books to them. Can we clear the chat, Gary, so we can start over?
We're going to start over right now. The next number is already up. Go ahead and put your numbers in. We already got the.
Yeah, 67 is gone. So
67 is gone.
So Connie, get your information up to us through Shauna Lisa so we can get your book to you. And you're going to love it. I'm telling you. I've got books from Dr. Breakthrough. Woo.
And by the way, it's only 96 pages and it's large print. So if you got gray hair like me, you only got it's not that little 12
Okay.
font.
All right, guys, we don't have an actual winner. We're going to go closest. The closest I've seen so far is 10. My number was 6.
Okay, who's got number 10? Who had number 10?
I have to go back a ways to find it. Bev had 10.
Bev.
Okay, so 67 gone, 10's gone. Okay, Bev, which Bev is that? Is that Beverly Moore, Beverly?
Doesn't say, just says Bev. So Bev.
Bev Wood. Okay,
no, I see somebody who got a 7.
Yeah, but I didn't see the 7. I saw the 10.
Yeah, ELOI.
Give them
All right,
both,
let's
man. Give
let's
them
do
both.
two. Let's go ahead and give two out.
Yeah, yeah, because we
We'll
got five.
Yeah, that way we'll do two at
Yeah.
one shot there, because I missed Tina's 7.
Now, somebody says they put 10 on, that's on an iPhone, whoever that is.
Bev.
Yeah, 7's the closest.
So let's go to the number 4.
Somebody said they took a snapshot. They said 2 other people also had the number 67.
Well, they may, but I took the first person.
Okay.
So 67's gone, 10's gone.
So let's go to the next number. 1 to 99. These numbers really.
By the way, stay on to the very end if you can. I got something crazy, crazy special for y'all. Trust me. You know,
Well, they're not going anywhere because they have to hear updates and we still have our training to go.
I'm
We
talking
got
about the
another hour.
guests, but I'm talking about the guests. You got some
Yeah.
guests.
Oh yeah. We got 5. We got 2. Well,
Boy, somebody was really close. They just missed it by 1.
what number was it?
They haven't given it out yet.
Well, put it out there, Gary. We don't got all night, buddy.
All right.
Or if they got that close, just give it to them and pick another one.
That's what we're gonna do. We got
There you
got 84 was the number. There was an 85.
go. Okay.
84 was the number.
Brian
got-
Olmstead.
I know that guy. Hey, Brian,
So
get
we
your
keep
information up to us.
So is that number 4?
That's number 4. We got one more to go. So,
Dr. Harris, do you want just emails or do you want mailing addresses? I think
Yeah, I
we
got to
need-
have their mailing address to send it to
Yeah,
them. So I need the
that's
name,
right.
email address, and then the physical address.
Right. So email, first and last name, mailing address, and get that to us quickly. So one more for the random.
one more. Everybody clear the benches.
Y'all got me
Okay.
sweating over here.
Oops. Somebody got it already. 43.
Okay, who's 43? Chris had 40. Somebody had 43?
Andy,
Gabriel?
Andy Pitaway.
Andy Pitway.
Who?
Andy Pitway.
Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, what you're going to have to do is we don't know a lot of you folks. A couple of them we do. So just get that information that Dr. Breakthrough needs up to your highest leader, and they will get that over here to Gary and I.
Somebody put it in the chat. They're putting it in the chat. You want to grab
Well,
it?
I didn't really want them to do that.
Oh, okay. Y'all got to listen, follow instructions.
You know, we don't want to, you guys don't want to be giving your private information out here in the chat. I know that that's the easiest way to do it, but we really don't want to do it that way. So,
Called wisdom.
all right. So the other.
So how about
5,
this, Brother Bob? Because I think we had, how many people bought guests? I think we had like 5 people that bought a guest, right?
I think so. So all we need to know is who those 5 people are.
So who bought a guest tonight in the chat?
Yeah.
Put, if
Yeah, I
you
just
bought a
turned it off.
guest, my guest, yeah, what's the name of your guest? Okay.
Yeah,
There-
I saw Amber. Amber was a guest.
So Trisha
So
says,
Trisha Nolan.
all right, who else? Who else bought a guest? Tell us who's your guest. If you bought them, who's the guest? Okay, so
Angela Castleman brought Mary.
okay.
Okay, so we got Angela Castleman. So Angela, you know how to get your information to me. Trisha, you know how to get your information to me. Who else we got? I know there was like 5 guests here.
Well, here's the beautiful thing. That if we got 2 so far, let's give it to the person that bought the guest and give it to the guest.
We can do that too.
There you go. So we got 2 so far.
Big Al brought a guest.
Who?
Big Al.
Big Al. Who's your guest, Big Al?
Oh, I didn't bring one today, sorry. But Andy Pitway, he is a member, and he got one of your great books, Dr. Breakthrough. So thank you.
Awesome. Okay, so we had 2 people seem like that named their guests. So each one of those people should win, and each their guests should get a book as well.
All right, so that's 4. So we'll have to figure that out and get the book to their guests. So I'll have to get that information up to us.
Yeah, so if they bought a guest, they should be able to get their guest information, right?
Right.
That'd be-
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
So let's do that, and then
Got one more, right?
yes, but let's see. Is there anybody else that bought a guest? I just want to make sure that people are
Right.
within integrity, because if they bought a guest, they should have said it by now, right?
Yeah. Well, I could have sworn I knew that there was at least 4 guests.
Right. That's why I was saying make sure you stay on. That's what I was talking about, because the guests.
And maybe they got off.
Yeah, but we'll get that. We'll get that taken. We'll get it.
Yeah, we only got one more to go. So
yeah, we'll figure. You guys can, at your discretion, you can do that. So what I'm going to do, I'm putting that website again in the chat. I've got what's called a daily attitude adjuster, where you can get that. It's absolutely free. It's my mentoring site, Breakthrough Empowerment Center. And all you do is I'll ask you for your name, and it acts like it's about to charge you, but it's going to say 0 charge. So just make sure you click that. It'll say 0 purchase, but it'll give you access to that. So you're going to get the daily attitude adjuster. That's something I've been doing every day for decades. That's produced so much success. Matter of fact, another company I speak for, they actually have it in their back office for everybody to go through, and there's people that do it every single day. Then also I've got the training, a little sales training called The Art of Selling Without Selling, or How to Sell Without Being a Sellout. And Brother Bob, you're going to love it. And Brother Gary, it's not just about like selling things. See, I used to sell myself on what I couldn't do and who I couldn't be, and now I sell myself on I can succeed. See, folks, if you think you are beaten, you are. And if you think you dare not, you won't. If you like to win but think you can, it's almost a cinch you won't. If you think you will lose, you've already lost. For this powerful truth we find, success begins with a person's will. It's all a state of mind. Life's battles always go to the stronger woman or man, but sooner or later, those who win are those who first think and then know that they can. And we know you can win. So again, I produce materials that can help you. So go to the website, that link I gave you. And then my regular website is just drbreakthrough.com. Here's where I'm going to show you something, drbreakthrough.com. Now, I know there's many of you that want to get the book, and many of those see the recording. So I'm going to do this for the first 100 people, okay? The first 100 people that go to drbreakthrough.com and order the book. Of course, some of you already won the book. You'll be getting it. But if you go and order the book on the website, drbreakthrough.com, the next 100 people to order, guess what? You're going to not just get the book. I've got the audio book that's $30. You're going to get the audio book absolutely free. So again, the book's just $20 plus I think it's like $5 shipping. But you're going to also get the $30 audio book absolutely as a gift. And
Wow.
then if that's wait a minute.
Uh-oh. What?
And not just that. The first one, I know it sounds crazy. I like to make what I call a breakthrough irresistible offer. So here's what I'm going to do. Again, the first 100 people, when you go to drbreakthrough.com, somebody should be going and ordering right now, by the way. And when you order the book, you'll also get the ebook. But then the first 100 people, you're also going to get an 8-day, 7-night
hang on,
vacation. Get this now. Over 3,000 locations, no timeshare to watch, no timeshare presentation. All you have to do is you just pay the taxes. Like, I mean, if you go on the Oprah Winfrey Show and win a car, you got to pay the taxes. I've never played the lottery, but if you win the lottery, you still got to pay the taxes. So there's a one-time $20 activation fee and just the taxes. Matter of fact, I've got a quick little 1.5 minute video I want to just show you. A guy that bought the book, well, actually 2 people that bought the book, and and what happened is they went on their vacation, because some people, they think it's a hoax. They said it can't be, because what you're going to see is these vacations are valued at anywhere from $2,500 to $5,000 without exaggeration. Okay,
Dr. Harris, before you show that,
Okay.
The first 100 people, how are they going to let you know that they're the first 100 people?
Because the office is going to know that. I don't have to worry about that. The office is going
good.
to right.
Very good.
Yeah. Okay. So this guy right here is Reverend Key. Listen to his. Oh, wait a minute. I got it. Oh, I forgot. It won't let me. Let me see if it's going to let me do the audio. It wouldn't let me do the audio.
It may not. Just try it out though.
If could y'all try making me the host for a minute? Would that work? Maybe.
Gary would have to do that. Gary's got controls.
Yeah, Gary, and I'll give it back to you. I promise. So, but y'all need to go start ordering now. So you go order the book. You also get the audio book, and then
what was the name of the book again?
Kingdompreneur, The Art of Doing Business God's Way. When you go to the website, it's the first thing you see. Kingdompreneur, The Art of Doing Business God's Way with God's blessing. Okay, so let's see.
Try that.
Okay, sir. Uh-oh. Still not. Okay, let me see. Let me see if you can hear this.
And I go on vacation with
we can
my
hear
wife. We go there kind of stressed.
Somebody mute out.
When the vacation before it was over, we fell in love again. Do you know what it's like to fall in love again with the person that you've been in love with all along? But because of life, because of business, because of all this other stuff that you let get in the way, you lose sight of each other. It's an amazing thing to come back hugging each other, holding each other hands, and just wanting to be with each other again, just want the best for each other, just want to enjoy each other's company. And I just can't help myself. I just be smiling all the time because the joy that I have. Thank you for the vacation. God bless you. God keep you. God watch over you.
This is Ron Will.
And Val I am.
You're going to get that bonus vacation.
And the vacation is great. With the trip valet, we went to the Bahamas and had a great time. Very relaxing. We had a room that was on the beach. Wonderful time.
So we advise you to take advantage of the bonus.
Now, these folks are enjoying themselves. And this is what we want for you, my friend. Imagine yourself on the beach. Imagine having the fun of your life. So again, these are just examples of some of the vacations. Again, we're talking about over 4,500 locations. Once you pay just a one-time activation fee, it's available for up to a year. And listen, my friend, so you just, again, have to pay the taxes. If Oprah gives you a car, you still got to pay the taxes. But look at these prices. Look at these prices, my friend. You deserve a time to get away. All righty. So again, I spoke for this company, and they, the owners, we're doing a deal where I'm working with them, and so they gave me a ability to give so many of these away. So, Bob, because I'm wanting to develop a relationship with you and the company here and everything, I thought we'll do that for the first 100 people. So make sure, again, you go over to drbreakthrough.com, just DR,
Awesome.
and the office is going to know that the first 100 people. And so let your friends know also, the first 100 people will also get the audio book with me reading the book. And you'll be able to get that. You get the physical book, the audio book that's normally $30, and it's going to be free. And you're going to get that vacation. Matter of fact, this last couple in the Bahamas, they were asking other people, hey, how much did y'all pay? And the people had paid $6,000 to be, and they're like, oh my goodness, we can't tell them what we paid, because all they did was they just paid like $250 or $350 taxes, and they just had to pay to fly themselves over there. And so they were like, that's crazy. So for the first 100 people, so again, make sure you take advantage of that, my friend. And again, the book is only 96 pages, and I've got so many testimonials of people's lives have been transformed. Again, I don't sell books. I make books available to people that their lives can be changed. And by the way, my acronym Brother Gary, the man or woman who does not read is worse than the man or woman who cannot read, because you got a skill that you're not utilizing. And by the way, my acronym for READ, READ, receive, empowerment, authority, dominion. Isn't that what you want? My friend, look, get the book. By the way, I had a friend of mine, Brother Bob, that bought me a book, and I didn't like the title of it, and I put it on the shelf for 2 years. And then the Holy Spirit said, look, the guy gave you a book as a gift, just read it. And I read the book. I was on my way to preach somewhere, and I was on the plane. I start reading this book that sat on my shelf for 2 years, and I got one of the biggest breakthroughs of my life. And I was like, whoa, I can't believe I let that thing sit for 2 years. And so I got a hold of my buddy and thanked him and thanked. So some of you might want to get one for a friend. I don't know if it'll let you order more than one, but at any rate, first 100 people, make sure you go there and you get it. And I like what Benjamin Franklin said. He said, if you empty your wallet into your mind, he said, your mind will fill your wallet. Les Brown said, information costs, but it pays for itself 10 times over. Dr.
Oh, don't forget, because I almost did. Dr. Breakthrough is going to sign these books to you all, as a matter of fact, on top of all that. So that signature is, well, there's no price you can put on a signature of a guy like this that has been around the block a few times and doing what he does best. I want to see all kinds of hearts. I want to see hands. I want to see tens out there. I want to see all things for the opportunity and the blessing that we were able to have tonight, because Dr. Breakthrough was only going to be on here for about 30 minutes and we've had him for an hour. And I know how much he charges per minute. This guy, look, if you don't know who this guy is, you do now. And I guarantee you, Les Brown knows who this guy is. And the Powderhouse family know who this guy is. And we could go on and on and on, ladies and gentlemen. So we are just extremely, extremely blessed that we even got to catch Dr. Breakthrough and have him with us tonight. Thank you, Dr.
Bob, I love what you guys are doing and love you. And of course, I always say if you can spot it, it's because you got it. So appreciate that. So we're looking forward again to building relationships. I do things again based off relationships, based off of real righteousness and then real results. And again, what you do, again, most like what you guys are doing, what I teach, I think it fits a hand with the glove. And so we're looking to build relationships. Amen. I do love collaboration. So, by the way, has anybody purchased the book already? I want to see if we got any action takers, because somebody said note takers are money makers, but Dr. Breakthrough says, but action takers are bigger money makers.
Oh, I saw a bunch of people saying that they'd already ordered the book.
Okay, there you go. Bought it. There you go. Is that Gabrielle? Congratulations, Gabrielle.
Gabby. Yeah. I know there's at least a dozen or more.
Dave Foster. Gabrielle, Lynn, who else ordered? Lenny B. Okay, God bless y'all. So we'll make sure, again, the office is going to take care of you all. And what I'm going to do now, for the first 10 that ordered, I got a special 13-minute breakthrough interview. You know what? I'm going to send it to you guys, but I'm going to send it. I think, Bob, I sent it to you.
Yeah, you did.
You're authorized to be able to give that to bless people as well. So, again, thank you, each and every one of you, for being on here. I'm supposed to wear these when I'm on the computer. I keep forgetting because these are blue blockers, you know what I mean? So, but man, and I just want to thank you. Hey, Trisha, thank you for that nice. She said, I rock. Well, guess what? If you can spot it, you got it. So you rock as well. Come on now. And
my wife and daughter, Dr. Breakthrough, are in the business. They're at my daughter's, and she texted me going, vacation.
Hey, tell her
watching right now, so she knows what's going on.
Yeah, you'll get an email from us, and there's a company called Trip Valet that we work with that gives these out for us. I mean, it's a crazy steal of a deal, but we want to bless again 100 people. So let's make sure we get that done. All right, Brother Bob, on the phone as long as I can. I want to hear some of your updates and stuff. And
great. Well, we're going to have to rush through this, but that's okay, because I told you to do what you do, and you absolutely brought the fire. You brought the fire.
Wow, thank you, bro.
Thank you.
Praise God.
Okay. All right. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the kind of teaching that you can look forward to. I told you all 6 months ago. I told you, everybody here 6 months ago, 7 months ago, that once we got launched, and we are 2 or 3 weeks away from launching at the most to the world. We're in what we call a leaders launch right now, everybody that knows this. And we are so very close, because Gary and I and Joseph Anthony, part of the senior leadership team that you have here with you tonight, we all are able to have a direct connection with the owners and the master distributors and the admins of Des Alpes. And so we are very, very blessed to have we've earned that right, because it's not me. It is not Gary. It is not Joe. It's not Craig. It's not Big Al, not David. It is because of each and every one of all of you that started coming with us 6 months ago, that saw the vision first. Because remember what the vision is, ladies and gentlemen. We are one global community. We as a team are already in 63 countries. We are one global community, changing the lives of families, one family at a day, one day at a time. That is the vision. And we know that the mission, and we created a video, a 3-minute video that we use in our presentation, belly to belly, as it is too, that the mission is what? The mission is about why you want to be able to first learn to help yourself and your family, right? Because we don't understand sometimes about how we even could think about running a business. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a legit business as it gets. Online shopping is a multi-trillion-dollar industry that is being commanded currently by a 30-year-old company, Amazon. And we all know Amazon, we all know Shopify, we all know eBay, we all know Alibaba, we all know a lot of these different companies in this industry. That is what your business is, online shopping. And when you know now, for a lot of you that have been with us since day one, that you can do what? The easiest way to ever approach anybody is a way that you approach everybody now. It's not just about the fishing holes anymore. It's not just about different network marketing companies or MLM companies that are floundering or have people that have never made any money. Because remember, let's go back just a second about the lives that we're changing. We're changing your life first. And how do we do that? We do that. The mission is to raise you up. We do not hand out. We do not hand out anything. We raise you up first. We raise you up to teach you so that you can lift yourself and your family up out of the muck, out of the grind of the day-to-day lives, so that you can what? So that you can first, Amy Carpenter, what you going to do, Amy? Tell Dr. Breakthrough, what are you doing? Why are you with us? She's 8 years with me in leadership role, and she has my whole right side of my business, and she deserves it because she is tough as nails, and she is just a wonderful, wonderful person with a great heart. But Amy Carpenter needed to do what? What a lot of people need to do. They need to stop having to work overtime. They need to stop having to work a second or third job.
Come on.
This is what we're talking about.
By the way, Bob, my acronym for job is jump out of bed, get on the journey of the broke, and 45 years later, you end up just over broke. And it's okay if you love what you do, but most people don't. But the last job I had, Bob, was 1990. I was a Bible college professor, and somebody like you invited me to get involved in a business kind of like this. And they said, how'd you like to start making more money in a month you make all year? And I'm like, man, I've been at school 12 years, college 12 extra years. That's 24 years. I'm not going back to college or school anymore. And they said, no, we'll mentor you. That's what you're doing with these folks here and your senior leaders. And guess what? I started making more money in a month than I used to make an entire year as a college professor. Now, it didn't happen quite exactly this way, but I tell people, I walked into my boss. I said, boss, I'm sorry, I can't work for anymore. And he said, doc, he said, what's wrong with you? I said, I got eye trouble. He said, eye trouble? What's wrong with your eye? I said, I can't see myself working for you anymore because profits are better than wages. And you guys are, Bob and Gary and the rest of you, you're changing people's lives. Everybody on here, they gave you something in your hand that you can change people's lives. So please understand the passion that they have. You got me fired up even more, Bob. Go ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Breakthrough. But remember, this is for the guests. This is for the guests. This is for, if you've never been on, give me a 1 if this is the first time you've ever been on one of our business presentations or this training that we do every Thursday night. Give me a 1. Don't be bashful. Give me a 1. We're not going to bite you. You know, the thing is, everybody's got to start somewhere, and this is your beginning. What Dr. Breakthrough said earlier about you don't look down, we don't have downlines. You know that we don't use that terminology. We don't talk about spillover because we didn't use it to do what we did. And what did we do? We decided that we were going to build from the top down, because what we did is, ladies and gentlemen, just 2 weeks ago, I want you all to understand something really carefully now. Just 2 weeks ago, Gary and I, still with the largest team in the entire company, we were at 30,000 members in 63 countries. Today, we are at 54,000 members in 60 something countries, maybe 70 countries now. Now, let me qualify this. When I say members, this is where we're changing the lives of the many and not just the few. This is totally 360 degrees away from the old network marketing style. Why? Because we didn't sponsor the world. Because the world cannot sponsor each other. There's only certain types of people that have the capability of sponsoring, as they use the word, bringing into what we call communities. We share the message that brings them to the community, and we only do it with two people. Remember, the old world, the two was a terrible connotation, because that's the only thing that people could do. They could only bring two if they ever brought anybody in their whole lives. And what did they do? They never made any money. Why? Because nobody was willing to take them and tuck them in with us and plug them into an actual process that actually works, that is duplicatable for the majority and not just a few. So we embrace the two, because that's all it takes. All it takes is two. And then you're going to build your team to 5 levels, but you're not doing it alone. It's called collective marketing, because your two are helping two. That's 4. That's helping 2. That's what? 4 times 2 is 8. That's helping 2. That's 16. That's 32. Okay, I want you to show Dr. Breakthrough. Well, we still got him here. We've got hundreds of people here. Yep, we've got hundreds of people here. We don't have 50,000 here. That doesn't matter. What we have here is the folks that could be here. That's why we also record them. Okay, but I want to show Dr. Breakthrough something. Here is how you help the many, not just make a little bit of money. We're talking about he's going to see all the people that are fully qualified for the entire compensation plan and are already in profit, and we haven't even launched to the world yet. So if you've got at least your first 2 ambassadors, give me a 1. Show Dr. Breakthrough. If you've got your first 2 ambassadors, give us a 1. There we go. Give us a 1. Look, that's 90%. That's not 10%. That's not 20%. That's not 30% that some companies can claim, and they rightfully do. Dr. Breakthrough and I know that company. We are both involved with it. Okay. But what I'm going to show Dr. Breakthrough, look at all those ones, Dr. Breakthrough.
I see.
90%.
Come on now.
90% of the entire community are already what? They're already qualified for the entire compensation plan and already in profit. We haven't even got. No, wait a minute. Whoa. Okay. Those of you here that have got your second level full, give me a 2. If you've got your second level full, show Dr. Breakthrough what you've done already. Your second level of people. Now, you don't have 2, you've got 6. You've got 6 with your 2 levels. All right, if you've got your third level full, show Dr. Breakthrough. Give me a 3. Show him your third level. How many people is that, ladies and gentlemen? You know the number. That's not. So what happened? What happened? Nobody could get more than 2. Well, we are just destroying that whole concept. We are changing the world. We are doing everything all at the same time, including online shopping. All right, we're not done, Dr. Breakthrough. If you have your 4th level, is 16. Give us a 4. Look at it. Come on. Show it. Show the world. Show the world. Which is only in 6 months, Dr. Breakthrough. All of these people are having their own freaking breakthrough as we speak, and we are not even launched to the world yet.
Okay,
not
man.
even launched to the world
Listen,
yet.
you get me fired up now. I'm getting fired up.
One more level. There's one more level. If you've got your 5th level full, give us a 5. You are now getting close to doing what? To the $3,000, $5,000, and $10,000 a month. We haven't even launched to the world yet. We have not even launched to the world. All right, let's do one more level. If you've got your community members falling over now into your 6th level, which is part 2 of our compensation plan, give us a 6. Give us a 6. Everybody give us a 6. Look at this, Dr. Breakthrough. We have not launched to the world yet.
That's impressive. Wow. Hey, y'all getting me fired up over here. Look at this. I'm fired up.
I see it. But see, this is the difference. This is the difference. And we started this way, and Gary and I figured out that, hey, Gary and I could bring 100, could bring 200. I brought 600 to another company. Gary's brought 30,000 through to another company. Dr. Breakthrough has brought thousands of people. He's brought hundreds of personal people to a company that we're both doing business with. I brought almost 100. That's not what's important anymore. What's important is that we learn how to work together to build a foundation first and build your core next. And then that you plug into the communication, that you plug into this training, which is free every week. We don't care who you do business with. You bring them here. Why? Because they get gold nuggets like they got tonight. And we haven't even done our part of the training. And they take the gold nuggets. And what do you do with a gold nugget, Dr. Breakthrough?
You live it. You put it in.
You live it. You apply it, don't you? You apply it. And if it works, you go, oh, I want some more of that. So I'm going to come back. And when they come back, what do? They bring a guest. They bring a guest. And then they go back and they try it again and say, oh, then when they come back now, Dr. Breakthrough, they go, I want the whole enchilada. And what do they got to do? Put it in there, Big Al. What do they got to do to get the whole enchilada now? And they do. Every week, we've got people coming back. How do you think you grow? How do you think we've grown? Gary and I started with 2 people. The first week, Dr. Breakthrough, we were at 100. The second week, we were at 250. The third week, we were at 400. The 5th week, we were at 600. We broke 10,000. Gary, when did we break 10,000?
Broke, the number that really sticks out in my mind was where the growth really hit was when we broke about 2,300.
Actually, 2,300 turned the corner.
Turned the corner at 2,300, and it exploded from there.
We're growing.
We get our growth point.
Since January the 14th, because I track all the numbers, we went from growing from 500 new members per day to 1,000 new members per day. In the last 48 hours, we've grown from 3,000 48 hours ago in one day to 5,000 yesterday. And this is not stopping, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, Big Al said he's got 36,300.
That's correct. Big Al does. Yeah. My wife, she won't be on here to tell you, but my wife has got 40,000.
Wow.
My daughter has got 20,000, and my son is 4 months behind us. And what Dr. Breakthrough said, there's no downline, no upline. He's absolutely correct. We have a global community. Each one of you have your individual communities that you are doing what? Helping yourself and your family first. Why is that important? It's important because how are you going to help anybody else? Dr. Breakthrough, how can you help anybody else if you haven't helped yourself first?
Your wife said you're wrong. She's got 55,000.
Oh, there. Well, oh, she's on the iPhone. Oh, there she is. Sorry, babe. I missed that one.
Well, all right, go back to you saying helping your family first.
But listen, this company told us, Gary and I got interviewed by the company in our very first week, actually second day, 7 months ago.
Yeah.
And they came to us and they said, Bob, I need to know your first 2 levels. This is a quick story. I said, okay. They said, there's this Lee Riddell on your first level. I said, correct. They said, well, who's that? I said, they got your same last name. I said, that's correct. That's my wife. She goes by Lee. It's Lee Ann Riddell. Correct. And they said, okay, so your right hand is Amy Carpenter. Yep, that's my right hand. Okay, what your second level? You got Craig Linfield. You got this person. And they said, so Craig Linfield must be a builder. I said, yeah, he's pretty decent. Yeah, so that's why Craig Linfield in Australia is underneath my wife, because my wife is protected by a builder. My daughter is on my wife's right leg on my second level. She's protected from a builder over the top of her and a builder underneath her. But the builders, we only say builders because they are 20 and 30-year experienced people in the industry, and they did not bring 50, 10, 100. They brought 2, Dr. Breakthrough. Everybody that is in this room right now only started with 2. If I showed you my back office right now, it would show you that I only have 2 personals, but I've got 50-something thousand in 6. And so where are they at? Well, let's talk about that for a second. Some in the United States. We're growing in the United States. We're fixing to start offline. Actually, I started offline about 6 months ago here in Tulsa, and David Gwynn, one of our senior leaders, is our city leader in Oklahoma City. Jeff McBee, one of my team leaders, is right down the street from us. We've already started having meetings here. So we're going back belly to belly, back to the hotels, my friends. And I already had the challenge. The challenge is 100 ambassadors in your backyard. Gary and I are there. We're on the next plane, and we will do a live event for you. People want us in, right now, people want us in India. Well, let's talk about India for a second. India started out with a group of 62 leaders. Several months ago, 3 months ago, Gary? That sound about right?
That's about right. That's about right.
Ladies and gentlemen, our team in India, which is under my wife, under Craig Linfield, under Big Al and his leadership, has grown to 35,000 already. They will bring 100,000 when we hit our 90th day, starting day 1. Nah, it ain't gonna take 90 days. I'm going to tell you, it's got 45 days. We will be at 100,000 just from India. Our Asian team and China team is, I don't even know, 15,000 or something like that. It's pretty close to that. And then the rest we have in South Africa and Australia, New Zealand, and again, our guy Lou could tell you the analytics on it, but 63 countries and counting the last time I looked. What is so significant about all this? The power of prayer, the power of God himself. Why? Because the man that is the president of Des Alps, who we work directly with, is a born-again Christian, period. He's a man of God. He and his family and the 3 other owners are all about family first. That's why our families are able to be in the business. And you got to understand what happens, because of course, I sit on the top of this, but I sit at the behest of God himself, because God brought Gary out of retirement of this industry to me. And I almost walked away from this. I've told this story before. I almost walked away from this because I didn't want to believe, because it looked too good to be true. It looked too good to be true. And we didn't have when we first started this, for Dr. Breakthrough's perspective here, when we first started this 6 months ago, we had no website. We had no link. We couldn't even use the company name. You remember this, Gary?
I do.
No. And belly to belly, private invitation only, just like the old school days, using the technology that we have, our phones, our Facebook Live and stuff. We started with 2 again, and we went through this, and it just has gone bigger and bigger and bigger, and even the ownership have just been baffled, but they understand why. And the first part of the why is right up above me, right up above all of us. God himself has got his hands on the company, this entire project, on the ownership, on the master distributors, on the admins, and on each and every one of you. And they said it could not be done. We were told that the way that we were building this, helping the many become qualified, the 90% and not the 10%, which is the few, they said it wouldn't work. It's not going to work. Yes, it looks good on paper. You remember this, Gary?
I do.
Everybody said, oh, no way it's going to work. They kept telling us. They've been telling us for 6 months. Ladies and gentlemen, the entire company only has 60,000. Only has 60,000. The entire company thought that it would take 90 days to get 15,000 through the front door so we could open our mall. You remember that, Gary?
I remember that like it was yesterday.
15,000 it was going to take to open the mall. Why? Because they were negotiating their pricing. The third-party contract with the mall that is under construction is built by a group of people that are ex-CFO, ex-CEOs, ex-general sales managers for Amazon, for Shopify, for eBay, for Alibaba. Oh, did we name those off already? Yes. And why would that be? Because they want a piece of this pie. Amazon, look, Amazon has had a great run. Amazon has had a great run. Jeff Bezos knows that. That's why he cashed out. I know people that know Jeff very well. He cashed out because he knew it was time to cash out. Good for him. We have the business model that's in your hands that nobody has, nobody will get. Why? Because it is being copyrighted and trademarked as we speak, including our process that Gary and I have developed. Okay, so nobody's going to get what we got. There will be people that will try to copy us. They will not be able to do it. They will not be able to do it. This is why we're growing so fast. The fact that the mall comes into play is the final factor, giving each and every one of you the opportunity to have what? A legitimate, real business, not a money grab, not a cycler, not this, not that, none of those things. A mall that's going to start off with 300 stores, not products, 300 stores. You think about the closest mall that you could drive to right now, and imagine that in your mindset right now. And you know that there's very nice shops, and there's middle of the road shops, and there's shops in there, mom and pop shops. You're going to get to do that locally. We're developing this so that you locally in your own backyard, you're going to be able to work with individual business owners that want the reach, that don't have the reach, that they will have the reach to the world. They'll be able to put their clothing line in there, their watch line in there, their jewelry line in there, their books, their personal development products is going to be a store.
Come on now. Here you go.
Okay. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's very simple. We have a training platform, a communications platform on our Go High Level, because we are master distributors of Go High Level. And inside that platform, our system administrator, Lou Hornberger, Pastor Lou Hornberger, has set up the room. We already have about 2,000 moved in there, and we are moving, and we are in transition to get people in there. Okay. So we have a centralized location for the world to come, because we will have training rooms for beginners, for intermediate, and then for advanced. We will have rooms that for teams that have got, well, we got teams with 5,000 now. We got teams with 10, 20,000, 30,000. We'll have rooms for the team in India, because what? They speak Hindi and maybe a couple of other language. For the folks that are in Asia and in China, we will have a room for them. A lot of them speak Mandarin. Okay, we're doing things that nobody on this planet has ever done before, and we are doing it at a level of success that nobody can match, because it's very simple. Very simple. If you can't walk up to somebody and say, do you shop online? How much simpler is that to start your conversation? Do you shop online? Write that down. Do you shop online? Do you want to save money while you're shopping online? While you're shopping online saving money, would it be okay if we got you cash rewards back to you? How about next, the Groupon business model? We are adding that. How is it going to be that you're going to have a coupon, a digital coupon with your link embedded in the digital coupon? How many can you give out? How many businesses do you have in your backyard that you can go to and say, Mr. or Mrs. Business Owner, how would you like to have your products in the mall? But in the meantime, while we're working on that, I have a coupon here that you can sign off on so that somebody can already buy from you through your website that you may have, but use a coupon. Cash back, savings, comparison. So all your products and services are being what? They're being price pointed against Amazon and Shopify as we speak to go into the stores. We're going to have another price point set up for that. No minimums, no auto ships. All these ugly words are gone. There's nobody forcing you to buy in your own mall, but I'm going to tell you why you're going to buy in your own mall, because this is the best part. Hey, if I could show you a way to go into your own personal shopping mall and buy the things that you're already buying. Did you hear that earlier in Dr. Breakthrough's conversation? Buying the things that you're already purchasing, and not only save more, but get paid to shop in your own mall. Give me a 10.
Come on.
If you want to get paid
Consumerpreneur, baby.
daily, if you want to get paid daily, if you want to get paid weekly, if you want to get paid monthly to shop in your own international shopping mall, give me a 10.
Hey, Gary, that's where you can tell your wife you can shop till you drop, baby.
And that's exactly, people are waiting. We're just waiting because we don't launch anything until it is going to be working perfectly. And that's why we have gone. This is a startup. And everybody that's on the senior leadership team, including myself and Gary, we've been involved in real life startups, just like you have, Dr. Breakthrough. So you know the ins and outs, the ups and downs, and the things that you go through, the angst you go through. These guys, just so you know, are 4 very, very blessed individuals and with their families and their Christian brothers and sisters, and they are in Canada, and they are all about the family and helping you first. And how do we know that? Because everything they do is only based on 2 principles besides God himself. Compliance, so that we are legal around the world in 160 countries, and sustainability. We are not going to be around for 6 months. We're not going to just be around for a year, 2 years, 3 years. No, ladies and gentlemen, we already know that we're going after 10% of Amazon, 25 million. You think that we can't get them? If you think that you can't get them, that's exactly what you're going to do. You ain't going to get them. But I know that I will get 10% of Amazon. That doesn't count Shopify. That doesn't count eBay. That doesn't count your next door neighbors. Well, next door neighbors, well, don't they shop online? So ask yourself this real important question before I turn this over to Gary for some training. This very important question. First of all, do you feel that you're worthy of a blessing, not in disguise, not under the dark, not under the radar, right here coming out into the light? Do you feel that you deserve a blessing for your family? Give me a 1 if you feel that you and your family should be blessed right now. That you feel worthy, that you know that this is not just a blessing now, that this is an absolute business model that you can take and talk to anybody, anywhere in the world. I've proven this many times in the last week. Just the other day, I was at my heart doctor, and I'm talking to 6 nurses. 4 of them, actually the nurses, and 2 of them, the clerks. I don't know them. They're brand new to me. And while I'm checking in, I said one simple thing. I said, "Hey, ladies," and I smiled, and I said, "Do any of y'all shop online?" What do y'all think they said? What do you think that they said? They all said, "Well, yeah." I said, "Well, how often do you shop online?" A couple of them said, "Well, every once in a while." Some of them said, "Hey, I shop until I'm dropping." Where have you heard that? Some of them said, "I shop once a month." Do you know the average person shops 1.5 to 2 times a month? The average. These are stats. These are not mine. These are out there in the ether. These are stats. 1.5 to 2 times a month. That's just average. That means that there's a lot of people that shop more than that, and there's some people that shop less than that. But I asked him, I said, so you shop online, great. So I'm assuming that when you shop online, you're trying to purchase the best quality product or service at the least expensive price. Is that correct? Well, what do you think they said? Well, they said, "Well, of course that's what we're doing, Bob. That's who wouldn't do that." I said, "Well, so if I gave you the opportunity to do that, but it's in your own personal mall, and I gave you coupons that you could hand out to your girlfriends and neighbors and stuff, do you think that that would be okay?" And they said, "Coupons? Yeah. How many can I get? Where's your?" They're already starting to ask me for my business card, my link, whatever, so they can get involved in whatever this is. They don't even know what it is yet. And I said, "Oh, wait a minute, wait, ladies. What about if I can also get you cash back and a debit card that can get you 1.5% cash back on everything you buy anywhere you buy it?" And they're going, "What?" I said, "Yes." I said, "Yes." And I said, "Oh, that's not the best." They said, "No." "What do you mean not the best?" I said, "No, that's not the best." I said, "I'm going to ask you one more thing. Write this down. All of that, as good as it is, but there's one more important thing that you need to know. What if I could show you a way that I could teach you very easily in a step-by-step fashion that you could do the same thing I'm doing right here, and then I will pay you daily, weekly, and monthly to shop in your own mall?" I didn't get out of that doctor's office until 3 of them were stopping me, asking me for a card. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Ask my wife, ask Gary. I was on the phone with Gary when I was doing part of this. Gary?
Yes, sir.
Over to you, man. I'm worn out.
All right, guys. Hey, it's kind of hard to top all what we've been through tonight, but here's where I'm going. I'm going to be real short tonight. We're running a little long, so I need about 10 minutes to share what I need to share. So one of the things that we've done in the past month or so in our training was to teach you how not to chase people, but to attract people, right? So I'm going to show you a method tonight that each of you can use. One of the things I've gotten this week since I've gotten back out of the hospital is, when are you going to help me get my 2? Well, it's really not my job to help you other than guide you to get your 2. I can't speak to your people, but I can show you how we find people to talk to. I mean, here's what's happening and why I get that question. The number one obstacle that people face is what? Why are they not having people to talk to? That's my question to all of you. What's stopping them from talking to people? That's it. That's the right answer, Bruce. Fear. They're afraid of what? They're afraid of rejection. Rejection is not comfortable, right? So what would happen if we make the rejection free process, that we don't have to worry about rejection? Okay? If we remove rejection, what do you have? You have an easy path to get a yes, right? So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you a method I use that I really like. Come on, there we go. We're going to have a little fun with this. Can everybody see my page?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll put the chat over here. Now, I'm going to cover this real quick and I'm going to show you how we use it. It says, what if you could create hot, interested MLM opportunity leads in minutes? Already interested in your deal before you speak a single word to them, or they contacted you. Okay? It's you talking to interested folks, not chasing them, right? And so in my little document here, we cover the whys, because everybody has to have what? A why. There's no point in doing a business if you don't have a why to do it, right? So we cover what they've already been through, 3 or 4 months, and their people drop out. They're in the cycle of funnel marketing, right? So we talk about our advantages. No dropouts ever. No auto ships. A low startup cost. And on and on and on. But we also offer what? A complete system. And we offer the Thursday night training on this document. Right? So we have a download and a register here. Right? And a few little things. But every one of you can use this, and I'm going to show you how. I don't just grant access through the share, but if you click file from this page and you make a copy, the copy goes on your drive and you get to edit it. Everybody see how that works? File, make a copy, and the copy will be on your Google Drive. And you can make use of this. Okay? So I'm going to put the link here, but we're going to show you how we use this. So when I put this here, if you click it, make you a copy, click file, make you a copy, you'll have your own copy. All right. So let's see how we use this in social marketing. Right? We're going to copy the title here. I'm going to go to Facebook. And I'm going to make a post. And I've got my title. But I'm going to add something more to it. I got to learn how to spell, don't I? Yeah. Watch what happens when I go back and I grab my link. And we go back to my Facebook post. I want to show you what happens when we post this. It's, can everybody see that right there?
Yes, sir. We see it.
It's actually going to appear just like a website page. But it's going to appear in your Facebook post as a website page. So when they click on this, it's going to take them to my page, and it's going to make a copy on their drive as well. Sorry about that. I need to close some of this stuff down. As you see, you get to see it's going to pull some of the content from the page. We have the enticement line or title at the top. And when we put this in there, how many people can go on Facebook and say, hey, I created 50,000 people in 6 months in my organization? How many people can go in there and say anything like that? Do you think I might have somebody's attention when I post this? We're offering a free system without charging them for it. Okay? At worst, they're going to click on it and see what it's about. That's our absolute worst right there. Right? Everybody see that? Come on, guys. We participate together. Okay? So if you lack, let me think the right way to put it. If you're not sure about approaching people, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get comments on this, asking for more information beside the page. Or contact me. Here's my contact information. I'm interested. Now, another thing you can use in that download file is an audio. In that audio is a recruiting tape based on Dissolve. It's about 8 minutes long. It gives them something that will relate to what they've been through in the past. And most of us on this call have been through it at some point in our careers. If I asked you how many times you've been left out there to die on the end of a vine, like that prune with no water on the branch, before it dried up and fell to the ground and died, everybody virtually on this call has had that experience, right? So if you're listening to the audio that goes with the system, it allows them to relate to what's on that tape and why what you're looking at is so different that you almost can't say no because there's almost a zero failure rate. Okay? The only way to fail in what we have is to do what? To do nothing. That's your only way to fail. Don't do anything. Don't bring in 2 people or even 1, and you will fail. It's not 100% fail proof. You can work at it and fail. I mean, you can work at failing, but that kind of defeats the whole purpose of joining, isn't it? People join an MLM or opportunity or direct sales for one reason. Now, the reason may vary a little bit from individual to individual, but they have a dream of getting ahead. What they lack is the ability to overcome the flaws that are built into their own persons. Okay? Many of you heard my story. I started out as an introvert. Okay? I was as shy as a person could get. But I learned how to overcome it. and defeat it. Okay? And I taught salespeople for 20 years, plus managers and regional managers and everything, and all the way through in the telecom industry. Teaching salespeople that didn't know how to sell. Okay? Because most salespeople, even today, do not know how to really sell. They think they do, but they don't. Okay? The problem for most people, and we're guilty of this too. Okay? I want you to listen to this real close. Do you know the major fault that all of us have? The number one fault, and I'll include myself in this. Okay? Yeah, that's quite true there. The number one fault, let's kind of approach it a different way before we cut this short. What's the number one tool that you have as a salesperson, guys? Right, that's good thought. I wouldn't go with that, but that's Tony, that's what everybody thinks. The number one tool you have are right here, your ears. We don't listen. We're busy selling. Okay? And when you're busy selling, a couple things happen. The person you're selling or pitching, or however you want to approach it, is either going to give you a buying signal or they're not. What do you do when they give you a buy signal? When they give you that buy signal that says they're ready, what do? You quit talking. You close the deal. You shut up. Right? If you can learn that, you'll increase your close rate 60 or 70%. 60 to 70%. You have to learn to listen. People do what? And put yourself in this place. When somebody's selling you something, the first thing that happens is you have your guard up. You put a guard up. You're in a resistance mode. Okay? It's natural. Everybody does it. The first mindset you have, I'm not buying anything from anybody. We want to be bought. We want to buy. We don't want to be sold. We want to buy. Okay? So we have to bring the guard down. How do we do it? What is it we're trying to do? There's two things that come in mind. Salespeople are guilty of this, as guilty as all get out. We're too busy trying to sell the features, but we leave out what? What do we leave out? Come on now. Benefits. Exactly, benefits. From a client standpoint, what's in it for me? Why? How do I benefit? I don't care about the features. They don't mean anything to me. What's my benefit? You learn to sell the benefits and you're going to close the deals. You're going to bring the guard down. You're going to get a buy signal. That's how it works. You highlight the benefits. You provide an answer to a problem. Whatever that problem is, you have the answer. Okay? But guys, we've been at this a little over 2 hours. I think we'll stop right there. Did everybody get the document to make a copy out of it? Now pass it around and show everybody how to use it for sure, okay? All right. Any last questions on any of this?
Any questions for Gary? We are giving updates. We're giving you updates. We don't have time to go into details about updates tonight because we're over 2 hours right now. But the updates we keep posting in our new room. I posted that above here. Just scroll back if you haven't got it. If you're not in that room, you're not required to be, but we're moving. We've moved. Everybody's pretty much out of Skype. We're getting ready to close that room down because we're consolidating all of our peoples that we can. You know, nobody's asking anybody to leave the Facebook groups. Those are run by the team leaders and the senior leadership team. So you're not being asked to leave any groups that you're in. Gary and I are suggesting that you might want to consider a localized platform where we can all gather. So we have unlimited growth on this platform. And again, this is a go high level platform, okay, that Gary and Patrick are master distributors over. And right now, everything is free, meaning that you're not going to get your own personal login yet, okay? So you're getting the use of what we have available right now. And so the first room was constructed. We're still under construction. We're still building that. Those of you that are in that room, you see there's a leaders board, and we're going to put together some materials about what that's all about. And basically, it's engagement. Okay. So as an example, we've got 1,800 moved over there so far. And of course, Gary and I's expectations are that we get 1,800 people engaging on a daily basis. You all know my expectations. They have not changed. They never will. They're based on not what I do, but what we feel that it should be comfortable for you, meaning that you need to come into that room once a day, just once a day, the same difference that we had in Skype, because we have a lot of information being put in there. We do have a lot of engagement going on in there, and we're going to have some contests and stuff going forward with that as well as incentives to come in there and engage. But this room is the beginning of things for you. Everything that Gary and I do and the senior leadership team does are based on what we want to do for you. Okay. And so you have your own ideas. We've got brilliant people that are coming up through the ranks. So Big Al Connolly was promoted to the senior leadership team right at the beginning of 2025. And Marina was just our first female. Congratulations. She's not here. It's 3 a.m. and it's 3 a.m. in South Africa. So she's not here, but she will be because
somebody's asking for a link to the room in the chat.
They want the link to the room again. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Breakthrough. And that ain't it. That was the Zoom. Hang on. Let me get it. Let me see if I can scroll back and get it. It's globallegacybuilders.net. And if you go and you Google global legacy builders, you will find out that there is a reference to Mark. I can't remember the chapter and verse, but it is a reference to Mark. And we came up with that because it is in alignment with our mission and our vision. Just a second. Let me get this back for you. Yeah, there's something wrong with that one because it's not hyperlinking, Tina, for some reason. It should turn blue if you got a good link in there.
Yeah, it worked for me.
Did it work for you?
Global, I see a picture.
And it's .net. I couldn't get .com.
Yeah, .net. She has .net in the chat.
There it is. See, now it hyperlinked there. So grab that, okay, and we'll get you approved to get in there. And so just like when you come into any of the rooms that we've had, including the Skype room, you introduce yourself, and it's pretty self-explanatory. You go through the pinned posts. This is part of onboarding for all new people. When you come in as an ambassador, because that's how we come in to this organization as an ambassador, you know that there's 3 different ways. You can come in as a member, you can come in as a VIP member, or you can come in as an ambassador. An ambassador is what we all are, okay? Because we made 2 commitments. We committed to being able to invest less than $200 one time out of pocket. Less than $200 one time out of pocket. This is very critical for you to understand how we built this. And that makes you an ambassador. And then within the system, you get plugged in. So we call it GPS. That was not coined by me. It's coined by a guy that I know very well. His name is Tim Miller. I think Dr. Breakthrough knows Tim. And Tim Miller coined this GPS. And what GPS is, it's an acronym. Like Dr. Breakthrough uses a lot of acronyms. So GPS is get in. But I say get all in. Okay, it's one thing to get in because you've made a financial investment. And you are making a financial investment. This is a business. And it has business expenses to run it. But you have a one-time out-of-pocket financial investment of less than $200. So you get all in because you made an investment of funds, disposable funds. We will not take your funds if it's going to take away your rent, going to take away your roof money, going to take away anything like that. No, sir. No, ma'am. That's not how we work. Okay. But getting all in includes that you are going to do what next? You're going to plug in because now you're going to invest some time. And you know that I teach time management. And the philosophy behind time management is very simple. You either manage your time yourself or what? Time is going to manage you. It's that cut and clear. You either manage your time yourself, which means that you are going to sacrifice some amount of time during your week to focus on plugging into the communications and training platform and come to the Zooms, which is the business Zooms that we have on Monday at 1 Eastern. We have them on what? On Wednesday night, our corporate English call, and then Thursday night's training. That's it. So again, expectations. My expectation is plugging in is you come to one of the live events. Try to come, and what is the expectation for the first 90 days? Very simple. You have got to participate, engage, and apply in the first 90 days. And they're so critical. Your first 30, 60, 90 days are so critical that if you don't plug all in because you got all in, you're not going to do what? What's the S? Somebody tell me what the S is. If you don't get in and you don't get all in because then you didn't plug in, what's the S out of GPS?
Stay in.
Somebody, or are we asleep? No, it's stay in. Stay in. The good news, ladies and gentlemen, is that you've made a one-time out-of-pocket investment. So you are in for life. You are in for life. You are a community paid member for life, and that's it. So we teach you to start building this way so that what? So that your profits, because you're already in profit, so your profits as you build with your team are going to be able to do what? Be able to be the disposable income that you're going to use in the mall, right? You're going to go in the mall. Why are you going into the mall? Because you're going to purchase things that you already want or need or already do, but you're going to save some money and you're going to get paid and you're going to get cash back rewards and you're going to get a rewards card to save another 1.5%. I don't know. It sounds like a win-win-win. Sounds like a win-win-win. What do you think, Dr. Breakthrough?
Yes, sir. My ABCD, we say if it's not win-win-win, we're not in. But whenever it's win-win-win, We're all the way in. This is not just a win-win-win, Bob. How about we go add this? It's a win-win-win, impossible to lose situation. Ooh.
And Dr. Breakthrough is not, he coined this for here, but we've taught this for how long? For 8 months, 7 months now. You cannot lose. The only way you lose is if you don't invest the time in yourself to do what? To learn what you don't know. And I'm not talking about taking an affiliate link, if you want to use that term, because that's a loose term, an affiliate link. Anybody can take an affiliate link and regurgitate it to the world. We don't teach that. We don't teach it because we don't even do it that way. We are belly to belly with a simple message that gets people to start thinking outside of the box and understanding first who they're going to help, which is their family, that they then can turn around and learn through our training platforms with brilliant minds like you see right in front of you right now, and do what? Be able to now reach out and lift up the next family one at a time. And it starts with your two. That is your base. Once you've got your two, you are done with your link. Now you're going to help your two bring their two, and they're done with their link. Now you're going to help those two. And your third level, now how many do you got? You got 8, 4, and 2. Now you've got not one person trying to help raise up families. You've got 13 people working together, like-minded, collectively marketing together to do what? Get your 4th level, get your 5th level. And then what do we do then? Now we go back and we start helping the others that already got there. And this is how you explode your business with this business model in 6 months, going from 2 people to 50,000 ambassadors in 7 months in 63 plus countries. It's never been done before, but it is now. And we are not just changing people's lives around the world. We're changing the whole industry and the whole niche that we're in all at the same time. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out tonight. I challenge you every week, bring one guest. If everybody brings one guest, we will not be able to hold them all here. You will force us to do what? To grow our Zoom, right, Dr. Breakthrough?
Yes, sir.
You're going to force us to do what? We hold 500. We're going to move to 1,000. And then we will move to a platform on our platform so we can hold the world, because that's where the world is going to be in the next 6 to 12 months. It's not a matter, ladies and gentlemen, it is not a matter of if this is going to work. It's not a matter of if somebody's going to decide whether this is going to make it or not. That's all been predestined by God himself. And all you got to do is look at what's happened for the majority of you that are here right now, and those that you know that are building right now. All right. Has anybody got any last questions before we adjourn? Because we're at 2.5 hours, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we don't do a 30-minute can deal. We don't do a 30-minute training. We've never done that this way. This is how we roll, because we do it until we make sure that you get it. Write that down. We do it until we make sure you make sure that you get it, because the only sign of success is when you take what you've learned and you apply it, and you come back in here like you do every week and say, hey, Bob, hey, Gary, hey, David, hey, Big Al, hey, Lou, man, I got that piece of information. I got that gold nugget and it worked. Wow. That is what success looks like. It's not overnight, but it's not out of reach. Dr. Breakthrough, you got anything left?
And of course, congratulations to all those who ordered. I want to give you a little piece. It's called Broken versus Breakthrough Man. Of course, if you're a woman, broken versus breakthrough woman. So I refuse to be a settled or broken woman or man. It's my right and choice to focus on being a breakthrough man. I seek opportunity, not security. I do not wish to be a kept American, humbled and dulled by having the state or job take care of me. I want to take the calculated risk, to dream and to build, to fail if I have to until I succeed. I refuse to live from month to month, always robbing Peter to pay Paul. I prefer the challenge of life instead of the guaranteed existence of so-called security. I'd rather experience the thrill of fulfillment than the comfort zone of familiarity. I would never bow to any master disaster nor bend to any threat. It's my heritage to stand erect, unstoppable, unafraid, full of faith, boldly and say, this, by God's grace, I've done and will continue to do because it's my time to shine. It's breakthrough time. God bless you. I believe in you. Let's go to the top.
Excellent. Gary, you got anything left?
Oh man, I'm like a dead battery right now.
Well, you need to get your rest. You need to get your rest.
Yeah, I'm gonna, once we shut down, I'm gonna go climb back in bed.
So everybody knows the challenge. Everybody knows the challenge. It's the same every week. Bring one guest. There's no reason that you can't bring a guest to free training. Free training. No, safe zone. We're not recruiting nobody.
Yeah, by the way, I put that broken versus breakthrough man in the chat. And folks, again, I'm not exaggerating. I mean, literally, I've been paid $1,000 per minute to speak.
Yep. And I know some of those people that he's paid personally. So I can verify and qualify and quantify. And I hope that everybody here, if you got any value, show the love. If you got value tonight and you want to share it with the world for next Thursday night, you never know what we're going to do week to week. We don't tell you too far in advance, but we're going to bring it. We're going to bring it, and we're going to bring it hot and heavy. And you are all going to be able to do what? You're going to be able to turn around and go back to everybody that wronged you, everybody that hurt you, everybody that told you that you were not worthy, everybody that told you that you weren't going to make it, everybody that told you that you couldn't do it. And you're going to show them that I am doing it. I am doing it. I will do it. It will be done. And God himself is the only one that can stop any of this now, because nobody, no man, no woman can stop what cannot be stopped now that we have going today, except, again, God himself. God bless each and every one of you. God bless each and every one of you. God bless you, Dr. Breakthrough. God bless each and every one of us on the senior leadership team. Without you and without God, I am nothing. I am nothing but a servant to God anyway. So again, God bless each and every one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for taking your time out. Thanks, Dr. Breakthrough, for being right here and sticking with us for 2.5 hours. Cannot believe it, but yes, I do, because God has decided this was righteous and you stayed with us. Again, I want everybody to understand one thing before we leave. God loves each and every one of you, and so do I. I will see all of you at the top. Good night.
Right.